Jilly, Molly, hey, congratulations
Yeah.
for The Wolf and the Lion.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful family story. We need more of these type of films out there. That is for certain. So, Jilly, tell us where the original idea came from for The Wolf and the Lion.
Well, with my wife, Prune, who is writing the scripts, I can see you have a lion at your house. Wonderful. Well, so we have also a cat and a dog at home. And so we have also 6 kids, and we love to tell fairy tales to our children, and we try to spread also through those moving stories the message of the protection of the nature and the protection of those incredible animals, wild animals. And so I think it's important now to just to spread the message. But we try to do it with a positive way, like showing beautiful stories and to push people to want to protect because it's beautiful and not because it's oh, we are lost and the world is finished and all the black stories we can hear.
Molly, I probably could guess, but I want to hear it from you. What initially attracted you to this wonderful film? You're on mute.
Oh, thank you.
Speechless.
I am speechless. Yes, I can't. There are no words. No, I mean, I knew that Gilles had so much success with Mia and the White Lion, and it was such an extraordinary idea. And I was blown away by what he was going to accomplish and what he was, or going to attempt and then accomplish. And I felt a deep connection with the character. I really felt that I understood Alma and that I knew who she was. I guess.
Well, I guess we all going to have to ask is, I'll start with Molly first. What was it like to work with these animals, on set?
It was everything. It was beautiful, complicated, challenging. I think that it was unlike any experience I'd ever had on set before, and unlike anything I probably ever will have again, because it isn't traditional. It's not about learn your lines and know the blocking, and here we are going to rehearse and then everything is going to run like clockwork, because you can't do that with animals. It's all about it, kind of like improv, really. Like you have to allow for what they want to do, and you can't predict what's going to happen.
Just to follow up on that question, did you find the enjoyment to play with the babies or the adult versions of these animals?
I think that I actually enjoyed playing with them when they were older more, because I knew them more and I knew how to play with them. And when they were small, I was still figuring them out, their little personalities and what they liked and what they didn't like. And I guess it's I thought they were cuter when they were small, but I knew them better when they were older, and so I enjoyed them more for that reason.
Most excellent. Gilles, now on the directing side, how was that experience of directing these animals, and what stopped you of the urge to not use any CGI in this case?
Well, first, you don't direct animals. I mean, you have to adapt to them. So, and it's also our goal. I mean, we try to respect those animals, and we don't force them to do things. We just try to adapt how they are, the character, the mood of the day. And so all the crew and the shooting and the actors try to just be prepared to anything from the animals and to react to that, not the contrary. So that's a complicated process, but now I'm a little bit used to it. And the second question of CGI, I mean, it's impossible to do such a movie with CGI. So I would love to do with CGI. It's easy. You're just sitting in front of your computer and okay, let's make interact a wolf and a lion. But to have this kind of footage that we see in the movie, you can do in real. You can only do in real. If you try to make a CGI of a wolf and a lion, you will see it's fake because it's too complicated. Even with $500 million, you will not do. Maybe in 20 years, but today it's not possible. So this emotion of the relationship, even if the audience doesn't know that we use this process, you can feel it's incredible and unique. And so that's part of my cinema. It's really to give this emotion to the audience that they cannot find in another movie. They can find other emotion in other movies, but what I do is really something special, and it's really something that parents and children and grandparents can share also, because it's universal, and they can just share that in the theater, and that's also a pleasure to give that to families.
Well, as I say, you never try to direct, children and animals, and you actually did that. But could you tell us how long this production process actually took? Because I can't imagine training the animals to do what you want to do.
So we don't train really them, huh? We just play with them. We give them love, food, and we live with them, creating a bond. And after, we try to bring them to the fact of playing with Molly. So that's a really special process. Then it's really funny to do such a movie, because you're like the audience. You look at that and you don't know what will happen. And it's not like classical movie where you send so rolling, action, cut, and you know that actors are going to do that, and you say, oh, a little bit more of this, and they are going to give you a little bit more of this. That you're never sure you will have two takes the same, and so that's complicated.
Well, then I guess we'll bounce it back to Molly over here. Molly, how long did it take you to adjust to these animals and getting to know them?
I met them when they were 5 weeks old, and I spent we had several months in production and filming, and then months that I wasn't filming. Over the course of a year and a half, I would go up for a weekend and just spend time with the animals without cameras, just to continue to maintain that relationship. It was a real relationship. So I was constantly getting to know them, and I met them when they were really small, so I could see them grow and see their personalities develop, and it was a real gift.
Molly, could you tell us, since you grew up with these animals, because typically most of us who would see a wolf or a lion, we would be terrified and scared.
Yes.
Can you tell us something about these animals that we don't know about, really?
Oh, there are so many things. I love talking about them, so you've gotten yourself into trouble now. I think one of the funniest things to discover for me was the way that they learned from each other, and they took skills from each other. That you would see Walter was our lion, and you would see him digging in the dirt because he saw his wolf buddy Paddington doing that, and the wolves would bat at things with their front paws like a cat might. because they were growing up together and they didn't really know the difference between themselves. They're like, hey, we're all siblings. We're the same. And it's very endearing and very cute to see them not realize the differences that they have, and really the differences in their growth too, because for a while the wolf was bigger than the lion and he'd boss him around, and of course now that wouldn't happen because the wolf is a fifth of the weight that the lion is now. But I think just seeing them bond with each other was really beautiful and funny a lot of the time too.
That's great. And Gilles, tell us, are there going to be more animal movies down the road, or perhaps a sequel to The Wolf and the Lion? Because we would love to see them back together again.
Sure. I'm in production. I'm in Mexico, and I'm in production of a new movie, and it's a comedy, but it's involving also animals and humans, and it's the same process. And you will see that, I think, in like 2 years, I hope, in the States.
Well, then let me remark on one last question, because it seems like Molly, you've grown such an attachment and adjustment to these animals, and you made it look so easy. So I am guessing playing the piano was the hardest thing you ever had to do on a production like this.
Oh yeah, the piano was the real hard part. No, I think it was. I think playing the piano was one of the more difficult things I had to do for the production. Yeah.
Molly is so serious that she wanted to be perfect on the piano, and it's a Mendelssohn piece, and it's very difficult to play. It's really, and she was playing very well, but I mean, she was like so concentrated to do the piano that she's very serious. It's really an American actress. We don't have that kind of actress in France, and they want to be perfect in each ways, and it's. I love you, Molly.
Well, we all love you folks for making this movie and love the animals. It's perfection. Thank you very much for speaking to us about the Wolf and the Lion, and hopefully we get to see more films like this in theaters.
Thank you so much. Thank you.